Now dear students, let's try something else on this array, that we just want that all the values that are written in the array that we have initialized over here, declared as well as initialized over here, we want all these values to add and print on the serial monitor. So first of all, let's just stop the simulation and let's just remove all this piece of code, and also we will be using some portion of this code. And let's just let me share with you another concept. Let's say you want to have a multiple arrays which have of the same length. Then you can also do that like this, like you can declare a variable with the name constant and data type int and give it a name of array, array size, and let's say we have a value of 10. And in this way you have just declared int variable of name array size, and it's constant. As constant means, we have studied in the data type video that the value of this variable cannot be changed. So we can also pass this variable over here, array size. So in this way, hopefully you have understood that there is not a binding that the size of the array that we write in the square brackets, it's not necessary that we have to enter it. You can pass on a variable to this, and that variable should have a data type of constant and int, because this indexing cannot be like 0.5 or 1.5. so index should be like integers 0, 1, 2, 3 distinct numbers. So in this way you can also assign the array size to the to any array. So let's just save this. Now what we are going to do is we want to actually the sum of all these numbers. So for that, what we will do, let's just remove this. For adding all these number, we need an other variable that should store the value of these the result or the sum. For that, let's say we are going to write a total, or let's say we give it a name sum and initialize it with the value 0. And in the loop, what we will do, we will actually fetch each value on each index of the array and will add in the sum. So for that, let's say first of all we will write sum is equal to sum plus, then we are going to specify our array, and then we are going to write over here the variable I, so that when this loop execute, I is equal to 0, this I will reach over here, and n at 0 index is 32. 32 will be added into sum. Sum has a value of 0, so 32 plus 0 will be assigned, the result 32 will be assigned to sum. So in this way you can when the loop will execute for I is equal to 1, then 27 will be the value of n at index location 1, that will be added into the value of sum. The initial when the loop was executed for I is equal to 0, then sum has a value of 32, then 32 plus 27, the result will be added into sum. So for that, let me just see if let's just print the Serial.println the value of sum for each iteration. Let's say when initially the for I is equal to 0, the sum value will be printed, then I is equal to 1, the sum value will be printed. So let's just save this and let's run this simulation. So you can see that when I is equal to 0, then the sum has value 32. When I is equal to 1, after this line of code when executed, then 32 plus 27, it will be 59. Then for next, then 64 plus 59, it will have 123. So in this way, at the end you can print the result Serial.println. You can write over here sum of array n you can say is equal to, then you can print over here Serial.print, and over here you can print sum. So let's just use the print so that it should be in a single line. So let's just stop the simulation and let's save this. Let's run the simulation again. So over here you can see that sum of array n is 507. So all these numbers are added using this for loop function, and the result is printed on the serial monitor. So let's say if I don't want to add all the numbers, can we have the provision to add few of the numbers randomly? So we can do that. So let's say I am going to declare another variable, let's say sum1, and let me declare this variable over here, sum1 is equal to 0. Now what I am going to do is, let's say I want to add the value of the array at index 0 with the value at index, let's say 5, and add the value, let's say at the index number 9. 9 is actually the last value, and let's say we then add a colon. So over here I can just let me copy this. Copy pasting helps very copy paste is very helpful while writing the code. So over here let's say I am going to write sum1. Let's stop the simulation, let's save this, and let's run the simulation. Oh, there is some error, so let's check the error. What is it? Says someone was not declared in the scope. Okay. Someone is equal to 0. It's very interesting to solve the problems. Actually over here I have used the small s, lowercase s, and over here I have written the uppercase s. So let's save this, let's run the simulation. So over here you can see that actually it has mixed up with this, that is 83. So let's just write over here print line so that we can get on to the next line. So let's run the simulation. So now you can see that 83 is the result of the numbers that are present at location index 0, 5 and 9. Let's say if you want to update any specific index, for that let's say I want to update at location 5, and I am going to give it a value 0, and after giving the value 0, let me do this again and check what is the before that I am going to add a line for clarification, for distinction, that n index array at index 5 is updated. After that line we will see the result, that what is the difference. So let's just stop this, let's just save this, and let's run the simulation again. Hopefully it will work. Now you can see that actually this is again at sum 83. Let's give it so that it should print on the next line. Save this and let's run the simulation again, and then you will see that first we have the sum 83 when we haven't yet updated the value at index 5. After we have given index value at index 5 equal to 0, then the new sum is reduced to 69. So in this way you can fetch, you can update, you can add and perform different functions on the array. So hopefully you have understood about the arrays in this section. If you have any question, just feel free to post me about the question or post a comment. I am available for answering you all your queries.